So we took off the mudded up part of the ceiling and it was covered over the wallpaper. So it didn't stick. So the wallpaper, you should never mud over wallpaper because it just won't stick. So what we're doing now is we're taking vinegar and water, warm water, and spraying it and getting that backing of the wallpaper off because it's everywhere. Here's the ceiling after stripping it all down back to the plaster. Quite a bit of cracks in this ceiling, so it's a little worse than I thought. I mean, you can see all the cracks and they're deep through, especially over here. It's really spongy right there. So two ways to fix it. Skim coat the whole thing, put some scrim tape or fiberglass tape over all the cracks and go over the whole ceiling. Or you could try to put screws on both sides of those cracks, find out where the lath is and screw it up so it holds it up. I know some people use glue. I don't really care for the glue. I prefer just to use the screws. Yeah, because you see how low that is right there. It's a 1/4 inch off from the other piece of plaster. So it is coming down, and what happens is the wood and the plaster starts to separate. And yeah, you gotta get that sucked back up. So I'd say next step is fix the cracks. And you could see, well, I don't know if you could see, but up there's 2 black dots by the fan. They actually cut live wires. And we know they're live because you put a knife on it and it sparked or scraping. So those wires need to come out and be cut. All right, here's the ceiling the next day. You can see the cracks a little bit better. I'm gonna take a masonry bit and drill on both sides of those cracks. I don't know, 8 to 10 inches apart. And the reason I'm gonna use masonry because it won't go through the lath. So you'll know if you hit lath because you want the screws that you put in to go through the lath. If there's no lath hitting, the screw won't hold. After I do the masonry drill, I'm gonna use this little bit here to kind of get it deeper for the head of the screw so it kind of sits flush. So when I go over it with mud, you won't have to go over those big, thick screw heads. And it will keep the plaster from getting damaged when you put the screw in. Because when you tighten it up, sometimes the plaster will crack and break. There it is, all screwed up. This thing was coming down about a 1/2 inch and we screwed it up, and now it's a little bit more flush. Alright, there's the ceiling with the fiber tape on every crack. And now we're going to apply some hot mud. Okay, here's the ceiling after we mudded over it the first time. Still needs probably 2 more applications. 1 more coverage over the tape or the fiber tape, mesh tape. And then just a skim coat of pre-mixed in a bucket mud over it, the whole thing. And then the ceiling will be done. And this is the mud we used. We used 90-minute mud today. Whole bag on the first coat.